sure do look beautiful outside. The leaves sure do look beautiful.
The leaves is leaving.
The leaves is yeah. The leaves is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. That's the good thing about. That's one good thing I like about fall in this area is the fact that the weather. It's usually hell. It's humid as hell in the summer. It's hot, thunderstorms and stuff. Winter is cold. The past few winters has been like 75 degrees on Christmas, like we in Miami or something. But the fall is like perfect because it's comfortable.
When we finally get to fall, because it be summer, fall,
Psych.
winter,
Back to fall.
back to
Back to
fall,
some
spring. Psych, y'all niggas thought y'all had a friend. It's winter again. Then finally spring.
And then back to fall.
And then back to a cross between fall and spring around mid-May-ish.
Spring. Spottum.
Spratum.
Not spottum.
Nigga, you said it, not me.
And then summer.
Hot. It's hot.
Summer.
Bitch, it's hot. Shit. It's hot. Shit. Why is it so goddamn humid? Why is it 6 million degrees outside?
It's 99 degrees, but it feels like 102, bitch, because it's 102. It's hot.
Motherfucker, it's hot. Shit. God damn it.
Listen, I went to a party
When was this party?
about a month ago.
Okay.
A month or so ago. And I still had a fucking tan, a bathing suit tan from when I went on vacation in August. And I had a strapless dress on at the damn party. And I was like, I should have put some makeup on these tan lines. This shit look like I got on clear straps on this fucking dress because all the rest of this is brown. And then this little strip right here is light skinned. I was like, oh, at one point I was this shade. Okay.
She
All right.
thugging with her around. So her rest of skin is brown. All right, let me stop.
I was like, this
So-
looks a little odd.
Before we get into this, we were having a conversation about what happened last month with Erica Mena on Love and Hip Hop and the fact that she got let go from the show. And
Fuck her.
yeah. Before we get into that conversation, before we get into the topic, welcome to this week's episode of Wine and Audacity, the podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Sicard, and I'm joined by these niggas. No, these actual niggas. Because we black. We black.
And we're black and we're not monkeys. God damn it.
No. How y'all feeling this week? Aaron is trying so hard not to choke on the pizza he's eating right now. How you feeling, brother? You need a minute?
We was having a discussion on the way over here. What we and I was like, fuck Erica. fuck all of them.
No, but okay, so I did that now because again, I didn't want to go into the episode when we start having this conversation. Then 25 minutes in, I introed the episode. So go ahead and continue your thought.
What I was saying is reality TV is like my guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm not watching this shit. But every Monday, every Tuesday, and whatever other fucking day, I'm in front of the TV like,
Mona be like, gotcha, bitch.
right. You still watching, bitch. I ain't never said I wasn't.
I bet your ass is still here, huh?
Welcome
I
back.
ain't never
Welcome
said
back,
I wasn't
bitch.
going to watch, bitch.
Welcome
but listen,
back,
I'm
bitch.
going to talk about it. I'm going to have an opinion on it. I am. And I feel like anybody who is fucking defending that bullshit is a fucking clown.
Yeah.
You're a clown.
Yeah.
Like, how do you defend that? And somebody made a comment on one of the posts, and they was like, "Is comfortable? What is it? Comfortable slavery? That's what it is. Like,
What you mean comfortable slavery?
the way they put it is like, you are so used to accepting disrespect and looking the other way and accepting their bullshit apologies and their bullshit excuses. Or I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way without a concrete apology that you have just grown to accept the shit.
The
And
mistreatment.
and just brush it off. Somebody compared it to house slavery. To how the house slaves thought that they were better than the porch slaves, and the porch slaves thought that they were better than field slaves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this shit makes a lot of sense. It's mental slavery. The fact that you can sit there and open your mouth and say, well, she shouldn't have spoke on her son. Again, y'all not only lack reading comprehension, but apparently you lack listening comprehension too. Because she did not
No
speak on
context
her
clues.
son. She spoke on her as a parent. Bitch, your son hates you. It came out of your own mouth and you're saying, well, he just doesn't like being in the spotlight. But you didn't hesitate to film your wedding and have him walk you down the aisle, you could have blocked his face out. And the last time before that we saw him on the show was when she was about to marry Howard. Or so she thought.
She calls that man
His name is
Howard.
Howard. He's a grown ass man. I'm not calling him Bow Wow. He grew a few inches since then. His name is Howard. I don't know about that part, but height-wise, he grew a few inches.
I mean, that's what I was talking about. I wouldn't talk about the other thing.
Oh, oops.
See what your brain is. I wouldn't talk about that for once.
It was.
Sausages.
Shut up, Aaron. But no, seriously, like, this is the same shit she did when she got engaged to him, and she thought, everybody on the show was beneath her. When she was leaving the show, she refused to film the reunion with them, and she was like, look where I am and look what they are. And some. She talked cold cash shit about Sin Santana and Rich Dollars and whoever else. And then she tweeted, if anybody ever comes back to Love and Hip Hop, it's because they're broke. Well, I guess your ass is broke because you went from New York to Atlanta. And then you got mad at Stevie for asking, can you sing? You can't. Which is why Rich took your song and gave it to Olivia, a real singer. So, girl, fuck you and the horse you ran in on, and you better hope that Safari keeps playing his child support. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Again, I've said this before when we talk about, we go into our conversations about reality TV. I have not watched I was one of the people like Shauna who tuned in literally every week to watch Love and Hip Hop.
We used to call and have fucking conversations.
We used to watch the show together sometimes, and Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I was off and on with Miami and with Hollywood, but I always faithfully watched New York and Atlanta. And then when the pandemic hit and they shut down, they were literally in the middle of recording the scene for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and they came through and shut down production, and they forced them to all go in like separate confessionals to like film. I'm using air quotes.
Like they had to set their
film the show.
Shit up. Yeah.
I had stopped watching it then. That was back early 2020 or mid 2020, and haven't watched it since because I'm like, okay, I've been watching this shit for 10 years and it's the same shit with new people. So, but yeah, I mean, again, I think I mentioned this earlier. It speaks to a conversation unfortunately, with a lot of people who are Black adjacent, who may have grown up in Black neighborhoods or in places where cultures and races mix, like New York and Philly and, in Miami or wherever else you may be from. But they think that their proximity to Blackness is a pass to say and do whatever. And no, it is not. Unfortunately.
What if Spice would have called her a racial slur for a Latina or a Hispanic person?
Right.
I'm not going to say the word, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm saying. Yeah. What if she would have called her that? Y'all would have been trying to cancel the shit out of Spice. Yeah. What if it was a white woman and not Erica who called Spice that? Would y'all have said,
would y'all have
felt the same way?
Exactly.
If a white woman called this girl, this beautiful Black woman, I'm kidding, and somebody was like, well, she does look like a monkey. No, she doesn't.
If a white woman called one of them a monkey, she wouldn't have survived that.
Her skin is beautiful. Her attitude is a little ugly from time to time. She is, because she could be a bully. Because I didn't like Spice at first. When she first came on that show, when she was fat shaming Tokyo. Yeah. And I was like, Tokyo, if you don't jump up and pause and land on this bitch, because she a Virgo away from being your fucking size. How dare her? But it's just the right is right and wrong is wrong. No matter how I feel about her personally, it was not right. Yeah. And I understand when they go low, you go to hell, because that is my motto. I get that. But she went beyond hell. She went somewhere way lower than that, calling her a racial slur. Yeah. And because she's a little
and making the monkey noises when they was trying, the producer was trying to shove her into the car. Because I did see it. I didn't watch the episode, I saw the clip on Twitter.
She was making fun. So she said exactly what the fuck she meant.
I mean, that's what it's
called. You say anything in the heat of the moment. No.
Some people do.
And that's, I get that.
Some people do.
I get that. But nah. You don't become racist in the heat of the fucking moment. That was already in you. We all know that she does not respect Black women. She only hangs. And they was like, well, what's the difference in them calling her a monkey and Mama D and them calling Bambi a horse? A horse is not a racial slur, first of all. Second of all, Bambi does look like a fucking horse. That's the difference. That's not a racial slur. If she had called her anything else but a fucking monkey.
or any other term that has not historically been used
as a racial
slur against Black people.
I would have been like, well, damn, Spice, you kind of deserve that, sis. You said some fucked up shit. I mean, because that does hit low. That telling somebody that child hates them. Yeah. I agree that she hit low when she said that. Yeah. But again, that does not justify a racial slur.
And two wrongs don't make it right. Two wrongs don't make it right.
They don't.
3 rights make a left.
I mean, nigga, that's true.
I gotta get new friends.
So can we move past this
I'm sorry.
this tragic conversation about love and hip hop? Got any final words?
Yeah. Fuck Erica Mena. All right, let's go.
I do want to say, yo,
Go ahead, Aaron.
I don't know how I missed that. Like, I watched that interview, that Breakfast Club interview, and I don't know how I missed that little clip when she said she ain't Afro Latina. She don't have no Afro.
I don't even watch the Breakfast Club because I hate Charlamagne.
I saw the clip on social media.
I don't watch it. I see clips,
I've
but I
never
don't.
seen it.
I saw it myself.
Tune into the Breakfast Club because Charlamagne the God makes me. I feel like he windmills when he fights or something. He just irritates the fuck out.
I watched some of their interviews. Like I watch the Breakfast Club when it comes to certain people. Like I think when they had Jill Scott on the show, I watched that interview. When
Jill Scott,
I think
Badu,
Felicia Rashad was on. I saw that interview when they have like people talking about business and like certain people that they're going to get good interviews from. I'll tune into those. But the more run of the mill ratchet stuff, people from reality shows, I don't tune into that
like
stuff.
I've seen clips, certain stuff, but I don't. Especially in they broadcasting on BET.
Yeah.
So I fell asleep one morning. I woke up and turned my TV was on BET from something from the night before, and
she was looking for Uncut.
I might have been. No, I was watching. I woke up and Meet the Browns was on, so I just laid there and watched that. And I fell back to sleep. And I woke back up. Breakfast Club was on. I woke up, changed the channel, and laid back down and went back to sleep. I don't need that negativity in my life. I can't. I don't know what it is about Charlamagne. I just never liked him, and he wear a lot of mascara.
Wow. Okay. So, any final words, Aaron? So you don't watch. So you wouldn't know Jess Hilarious is on there.
I've been seeing clips because I follow Jess on IG. So
is she on there permanently as like Angela's replacement, or she's just filling
I don't think
in?
they have officially made her replacement, but I think she probably would be a good fit.
I wouldn't know. Any final words, Aaron, before we move into the topic?
Oh no, we can move to the topic. I just thought that was some funny shit.
I don't have an afro. I don't have an afro, Stevie.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Hold on, let me pull up this damn article. Hold on, because y'all are getting on my nerves.
I don't have an afro.
I don't have an afro.
So I'm not Afro Latina.
I'm not Afro Latina. I don't have an afro.
Moving on from this, speaking of afro, thank y'all for that very hilarious segue that I'm about to do. So did y'all know that the NAACP has a magazine or a publication that they put out? Mm-hmm. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
I feel like they need to change that C in 2023.
So what?
We've been colored since 1960.
The National Association for the Advancement of African American. But that makes it worse. It's just nah. This is nah. African American people.
Nah, people.
No, it's just it'll be the National Association for the Advancement of African Americans, or nah. Ain't no P on the end. What you keep adding for? Ain't no P on the end. It'll just be nah. NAAAA. Nah. Anyway, y'all stop it. So anyway, so did y'all know that the WNP? I am.
Oh, so we start talking about basketball.
WNBA. No. So did y'all know that the NAACP has its own official publication?
Okay.
Did you know that, Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called The Crisis. Mm-hmm. And in The Crisis, I came across this article written by Rodney A. Brooks entitled Aging While Black, The Crisis Among Black Americans as They Grow Old. The article states, after a lifetime of racial and health inequities, Black seniors are at a risk of spending their last years with declining health, little income, and virtually no savings. Numerous studies have noted that Black Americans have worse health than their white counterparts, including chronic diseases and disabilities, leading to shorter and sicker lives than white Americans. A recent 2016 Cigna Health Disparities Report found 4 in 10 black men aged 20 or older have high blood pressure, a rate 30% higher than that of white men. Black men's risk of a stroke is twice that of white men. For black women, 45% of those aged 20 and older have high blood pressure, a rate 60% higher than white women. Black women are 40% more likely to die of breast cancer than white women. Black men have a 40% higher cancer death rate than white women. Black men have a 40% higher cancer death rate than white men. Let's see. Black Americans are 80% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes than whites, and nearly twice as likely to be hospitalized. Blacks are more than twice as likely as whites to suffer from Alzheimer's and other kinds of dementia. Black women, said Tyson Brown, associate professor of sociology at Duke University, suffer from the highest levels of diabetes, hypertension, and other disabilities. Their health problems limit their ability to continue working, but many black women have to continue working because of declining income as they age. So I wanted to, with that, my word spiel, I wanted to talk today about health. And of course, it's inevitable. Health is inevitable. The other side of that is death. If you don't have health, you dead. So we all are going to get older. There's no way around it unless you're just a vampire and you just don't age for 6,000 years or whatever. But we're all ultimately going to get older. We're all going to, knock on wood, we may have health issues as we get older. And as the three of us continue on the slow slide towards 40.
Shit, I'm ready.
We know Stacey Adams. We know you ready. You all right, Shauna? You all right? You all right, Shauna? I said what I said, nigga. But no, so I love you too, brother. But
I just wrote a joke about some shit like that the other day.
Nigga was dressed like Stacey Adams last time I saw him. Just saying. And he got
You should have seen some of the sites at this party I was at recently.
We can go back. We can go to that later. So, but no. So, but yeah, of course, as you get older, the chance for us to each experience health issues, health concerns, like the aforementioned illnesses, and the chance increases. Especially if, I'll be honest, none of us been in the gym recently, and I try to eat healthy during the week, but during the weekends it'd be all hands on deck to whatever the hell I can find, whatever I'm in the mood for, after eating salads and baked chicken all week.
Facts.
I'm on this new workout plan. It's called Recess.
Oh, nigga, I had a moment.
Oh, because you work at a school with kids, so you got to chase kids around. So, but that's because you're being active, and, so that works for you. But I don't have little kids chasing me now. I might get thrown in jail for doing that. What? I don't work at a daycare. Me chasing little kids around to be suspect. What?
Pause.
What? Am I lying? What?
Fix it, Jesus. You right.
Right. Me chasing little kids around to be suspect. I might have to take that out because that could be taken the wrong way. Lord Jesus. Anyway. Yeah, so today we wanted to talk about health, and just again, as Black millennials, I guess we are considered elder Black millennials at this point. On the slow creep towards 40, we have to start considering aging and what that looks like for us as we get older, what our health could look like, what just life could look like for us in 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years from now, So I have some questions that I wanted to ask y'all. And ladies first, of course, since we don't have a guest today. So Shauna, what are some of your concerns health-wise for yourself, or just in general, as you get older? And of course, it could be, from seeing your mom, because, in some cases, health issues can be genetic. Mm-hmm. So from what you see with your mother, your grandmother, your aunts, older cousins, do you have, or what health issues or concerns do you possibly have as far, with you getting older?
So on my dad's side, I believe they have a history of heart conditions.
Okay.
So that's a concern for me.
Right.
last time I went to the doctors, my heart is pretty healthy. I don't have like any kind of defects or anything like that they have seen or found.
That's good.
On my mother's side, that's a little more hard to determine, only because my mother was adopted. She was raised by a different family, although she does know the majority of her biological, well, a lot from her biological mother's side. And actually, in some way, her biological mother's family and her adopted family are somehow related. But anyway, so I don't know a lot of the history on that side.
Right.
Outside of I heard something about my great-grandmother having cancer, but I don't know what kind of cancer it was. And then my mother doesn't know her biological father, so I don't have any history from his side, of course.
Right.
So some of my major concerns are probably, my heart issues. I think my grandfather has blood pressure issues. Not necessarily sure if that is genetic or not. My mother has high blood pressure, but that's because her ass won't stay away from the fucking spicy Popeyes. But that's like my major concern. But so far, so good. Into my, late 30s, I haven't really had any major health issues. Like, I've had a couple surgeries, but they were for minor things. Like, I had my appendix out. I had my gallbladder out. But
You got any organs left?
Look, the ones that matter. But yeah, that was it. And that was within a 2-year span.
Okay.
Almost 2 years to the date. I think I hit my appendix out in 2017. I got to the hospital in a nick of time before it actually ruptured. It was inflamed.
Ooh.
But I got there before it was actually ruptured. And then almost 2 years to the date, I had to get my gallbladder out because I had gallstones. And she was like, well, we can do something to dissolve them, but it's almost guaranteed they were going to come back.
Right.
And they were like the size of large grapes or something, she told me. And there was a lot of them. Like, they showed me the picture. I was like, God damn, what the fuck I got going on?
Fuck, I been eating.
The fuck is going on?
Did they say where the gallstones came from?
I can't remember exactly what they told me, how they formed. But the fact that there was so many of them, it was so weird for me. So I was like, well, hell, I can function without a gallbladder, right? I'm fine. The only thing that changed with having a gallbladder, you have to be very careful about the things that you eat.
Right.
Like, I gotta be careful with like spicy food, extremely greasy stuff. The most that happen is I'll end up with like a stomach ache or have to be very close to a fucking bathroom because your gallbladder, I think stuff goes through your gallbladder before it goes to your kidneys. No, your liver.
Okay.
Your liver. So yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have any major health issues. One thing I do need to do is stop smoking to lower, my chances of cancer. But again, that was something that I saw growing up, so it's just a bad ass habit that I picked up. My mother smoked, my father smoked. My father had quit smoking before he died, though. He was vaping, but I don't know what was in that damn vape.
Might have been the happy leaf. Wacky tobacco.
Not the wacky tobacco. The devil's lettuce.
The devil. Yeah, that's what I was trying to. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying that was just that's a way I do need to improve my health wise, and I need to eat better. I do, because like you said, sometimes I don't feel like cooking, especially with everything I got going on, the kid and working and school and stuff. I will take something out the freezer real quick, throw that shit in the oven, throw it in the microwave, or stop past a damn drive-through or something. So I really do need to improve my eating and my water intake.
Yeah,
I
definitely
need to improve my water intake. I mean, I try to drink as much water as I can throughout the day, but sometimes they go past and you be like, damn, I'm gonna drink 1 bottle of water. Damn, so.
Yeah. What about you, Aaron? What are your concerns health-wise? For when you get older.
I mean, of course, cancer, cancer, but I think that's pretty much in anybody.
But you have a history of cancer in your family?
Yeah.
Nigga, you sleep?
No.
He's like,
no, his ass had that damn edible. That shit probably just
okay.
No, but
he's sitting there like, yeah, so I'm saying, just
no, not
cancer and stuff,
Not like I'm sitting here trying to boil up on the phone.
Right. What you got on? Yeah.
What you doing?
I've been thinking about you all day, Shauna,
What you doing?
The whole time
Why you
you
playing so much? I'm getting you reading, keep playing with me.
Hey, yo.
He is a married man and does not do that with women that aren't his wife. I don't want Keita to come try to throw me off a bridge or something.
I'm just going to
Yeah, I ain't trying to go either. What the fuck?
I'm ducking.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
But I mean, aside from typical things like high blood pressure, cancer, and stuff, probably diabetes, maybe, I don't know. But I think my more concern is like mobility, because a lot of my family members, they has like the knees, or they gotta get the fluid drained, or whatever. But I think that's what a lot of us don't necessarily like think about. We think about all the hard shit, but it's like, yo, we don't ever like mobility, especially in like, you know, like I said, the knees.
My grandpa, he suffers from gout, so he be having to get fluid drained off his knees and his ankles and stuff. His ankles be swelling up like.
And then it fucked you up to the point where, as though now, you know, you in a you either got to use a walker or you in a wheelchair.
My grandmother,
that's a fear of mine.
Well, her hip, she walked like bent over, and she be in so much pain. Yeah. And they tried to get her to get hip surgery for years, even prior to my father dying, and she refused it.
Why she refuse?
I think she just don't want. I think she's scared to go under the knife.
Especially for that major of a surgery, get hip replacement.
I think she would be fine if she got a hip replacement. I think she would walk just fine. Yeah. But she literally.
So I think
bent over.
Yeah, for me, I think so. My health issues, my weight definitely is one of them. You know, even though I've been big all my life, Shauna can attest to that. And she used to joke and say we was both wearing training bras in the 4th grade. She did. I'ma say it. I'ma put myself out there and say.
Can't nobody else say it doing my smack shit out.
Oh yeah, and I love you for that.
Right.
Love you for that.
That's an inside.
No, but I've been blessed enough to be one of those people who I've been big. Like I said, I've been big my entire life. I've been overweight my entire life, but I've always been healthy. I've never had issues with high blood pressure.
And people like to associate people being overweight with automatically being unhealthy. Yeah. But I know some people half my fucking size with health issues. Yeah. High blood pressure and shit like that. Yeah. Half my size.
Yeah, I've never had issues, again, just from being tall.
Younger than us.
Yeah.
Aside from being just tall and fat, I've never had like high blood pressure. I've never had issues with like diabetes or being pre-diabetic or anything. But of course, you know, as you get older and carrying this much weight, it can lead to being predisposed for hypertension and heart attacks and things. You know, my dad, when he was, how old was he? When he had his quadruple bypass, he had that in 98 or 99. It was either 98 or 99. He was literally in his mid 40s. But again, my father was a person who smoked cigars every day. He ate horribly, didn't exercise.
True blood Haitian to the bone.
Yeah. Boy, guts was big. His gut was bigger than that was the biggest thing on his body was his stomach. And my father was tall and skinny in his 20s. And then of course, here she go again. But I'm gonna bypass that. I had to get it somewhere, but I thank you indirectly. But no, he had his health issues. He didn't work out. He smoked cigars every day, ate Mexican food because he was a Haitian man that owned a Mexican restaurant. Don't know how he finessed that, but
I never knew he owned a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, he owned a Mexican restaurant. He owned the building. It was a Mexican restaurant, and I remember him calling in an order for tacos and said, "Brandon, go get us some dinner." I'd be like, "You got me tacos too?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll be back." It's damn. I don't even put shoes on. I just go put on some slippers.
Say less, my nigga.
Right, and walk down the steps. And go get our tacos, and that would be dinner. Yeah, but yeah, like this concerns weight wise with like high blood pressure and being pre-diabetic. And again, one thing I've noticed, and I noticed this maybe 6 or 7 years ago at this point. Again, I've mentioned earlier, like I eat healthy. I'm a person that believes in meal prepping. I meal prep. What our elders call batch cooking, or cooking a whole pot of food to last you, so for how many days.
Mama used to make that big ass pot of spaghetti. Y'all supposed to eat that shit till Friday.
You come in Thursday, that spaghetti got a smell to it. Eat it any damn way. That's what Deborah used to say. Look. No, but anyway, Just heat it up. Put some barbecue sauce on top of it. Right? But anyway, for me, I've been meal prepping for now almost 10 years now. I'm used to cooking so much food and freezing it or put it in the fridge. You know, I make overnight oats for breakfast. I do all these things. So for like Shauna, after being at work all day, people getting on your nerves, answering the phone, answering emails, doing all this shit, dealing with stuff. When you get home from work, you don't want to be in here. I mean, unless you built for it. I'm not. You want to get your child and be like, I could go for a coq au vin right now, or some braised spare ribs, or I could go for a rack of lamb. You know, unless you built for that, who wants to come home and decide to do all the cooking? Because who gonna clean the fucking kitchen up afterwards? Because I'm not. That should be sitting there looking at me for the next 3 days.
I think that's also a thing that a lot of people don't think about.
Right.
Like I'm about to cook. Yeah, I want to cook this, and this, and it's like, damn, who gonna clean? Who gonna
wash all the shit up?
Right.
I call it measured laziness. I know where to expend my energy, so I know that I can be lazy on other times where I don't need to expend my energy. And if that means cooking a whole batch of food and freezing the shit and then pulling it out, turn the microwave on for 5 minutes and letting this shit thaw out, and I got dinner. But yeah, so like Aaron was saying, like also for me, and I thank you for bringing up mobility, because that's the issue for people in my family as well, to where one of my aunts, we joke and call her the bionic woman because she's had both of her knees replaced. I think she got a shoulder replaced.
They do that?
I think they're shoulder replacements, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Your joints go bad. I guess if you need to get an elbow replacement, you can get your joints replaced.
In my grown ass age, that's the first time I've ever heard of a shoulder.
Yeah. Because I think the ligaments or tendons can wear out over time. Or you could be predisposed to have like joint issues. Like I said, my aunt she's in her 60s now, but she got both of her knees replaced. My sister actually got one knee replaced and needs to get the other one replaced in her now mid 50s. So for me, mobility, and my mother, she didn't have at least as far as she didn't tell us, because my mother didn't tell us anything until after shit happened. She didn't. My mother didn't have any mobility issues, but that's a concern for me as well. So I definitely want to make sure that although, I am chunky and funky, I still to this day can go out and walk 5-6 miles at a clip after work in the evenings and be fine, just having sore feet. And I can still be mobile, but I try to do that, just to ensure my own health. So those are definitely concerns of mine as I get older. So before we get into the next question, we're going to take our first commercial break, and we will be right back. And we back. Hey, niggas. So, next question. We had this conversation about health. Are there plans in place for you, or have you thought about making plans for long-term care as you get older, for yourself?
Repeat that for me.
Have you considered making, if let's say on the off chance that you do develop health issues as you get older, which may or may not happen, have you considered making a long-term care plan for yourself as you go? Because I know in your case, you have your son, Trey. But Trey will be grown and out of the house, and it's just you unless you choose to get married and have more kids.
I was with you until you said they had more kids part.
Okay. You might want to adopt. I'm about to say predopt. You might want to adopt some,
I'll go buy another dog.
In
Aaron's case, yeah, basically. In Aaron's case, you're married, you have a wife.
Yeah.
But
we do have these conversations about it, as far as, for me, is I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like, gotta go to the doctors or whatever, just get checked out. And I think that's you're right. That is a thing that we do talk about. We do talk about it, and then then we even go down that dark path of, if whichever one of us go, how do we want the situation handled? We just haven't gotten it down in writing and notarized and all that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So should whatever happens, that day, that time come, everybody, we have a clear, we got a clear understanding of what we want and how we want it, how we want everything to be handled and who is to handle said situation.
Okay.
Because I know that in those types of things, like sometimes it goes to the spouse, or it goes to the family, like, it goes to the family, like, what's it called? The right, not the right.
Power of attorney?
Yeah. So power of attorney goes to either the spouse, and then, if they don't have a spouse, then it goes to the kids, or, and sometimes the father could have just a girlfriend. They not married. But I'm saying,
oh, okay, yeah, because I'm like, you got a girlfriend, you're not married, but you're married, so
no, okay. So like I said, we talk about the plans, and the inevitable
right.
We have a way. I mean, we talk about how we want things to be handled.
Right.
Who is in charge? Like, who is in charge,
right.
and this and that.
Right.
Because we just make sure we're going to make sure that we get that in writing.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes when it happens for other people, other people assume responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, assume power of attorney, even though they weren't given. So It's like, I think that we all, a lot of people, like you said, we in those plans of long-term care, you should make that, make it clear to who is doing what, or who you want to handle what.
Yeah.
Because people are,
it's called not power of attorney, but it's called advance-medical-directive. And I think you don't have to be married to make that, but I think what you're describing, and I said the first term incorrectly, is called an advance-medical-directive, what you want your wishes to be.
But I feel like that goes into your long term care.
Mm.
You thinking about the person that you would like to handle all of that for you.
Yeah.
Because other people do it, and then they fucking you over, or fucking family over. In the end,
yeah, you need to be very careful about who you let handle your affairs.
I mean, I say that to say I say that to say, like, that should be considered in long term care.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, we talk about things like that, and how we want to be taken care of.
Mm.
Like, yeah, it's always something like something that we talk about constantly.
But you and Keita have those conversations. But I think in your case, you're safe because you're legally married, so the decision would default to her anyway. And as long as you've had the conversations, unless you don't trust her judgment, which I'm not saying that you're saying that, but I think in your case, you'd be fine because you've had the conversation with her. So you've had the conversation with each other. So in case something happens to the other one that's still standing, for lack of a better term, I'm sorry, not to be morbid, can make those decisions because y'all already had a conversation about it. But in your case, I guess because you're single, Trey's not 18 yet. Mm-hmm. So would that be your mother making that decision? Mm-hmm. Or once Trey's 18, it would be on him unless you come up with like
somebody else in place. Like, for example, I just actually had that conversation with my grandparents because my father is deceased. My father was there. My grandfather had another daughter, had a daughter as well, but she's deceased as well. So they don't have any children left. So it's just me, my older brother, and my little sister, who's under the age of 18.
Right.
So me and my grandfather had the conversation about me getting the paperwork to put power of attorney in place. But I told him, like, it's more than one type of power of attorney. There's a medical power of attorney where I would make all the medical decisions, whether my grandmother is still here or not.
Right.
And then there's a power of attorney that has me over not only making medical decisions, but making financial decisions in the case that they can't do it anymore.
And over, like, their...
But what people, I think, don't always realize is their power of attorney only stays in effect as long as they are alive.
Right.
Once they are deceased, they need to have a will.
Right.
That would determine, unless they have, certain stuff in place. Like with my grandfather, he has it in place for like POD on bank accounts, and he has, I think he placed me on the deed and like stuff like that. Because originally it was my father, but since my father is gone, so. In my case, like I said, Trey is still under 18. Trey will be 18 in 2 years. Got 2 more years. If something was to happen to me today or tomorrow, right now I don't have anything in place outside of my insurance policies.
Right.
And the way that I have it set up, because Trey is still under 18, is my mother is on one. But again, my mother is getting older. She ain't that old, but my mother's getting old. It's aging. And so in place of her, like, I have Trey's godparents, which is Brandon, of course, and Kiana. I have Kiana on one, and then I'm getting another policy, which his other godmother, Shanira, is going to be on.
I'm cool and I'm chill. Hey, miss you, says.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I put people who I feel like not only I can trust, but who will really look out for Trey and have Trey's best interests at heart. Like, I know that y'all wouldn't take my money and fucking run and be like, oh, Trey, you right.
I told you I'm getting the hair transplant in Turkey, right?
He get on my damn nerves.
I told you that, and it would make Trey feel better if I look good. And I gotta support.
It's gonna be a moment where you realize how much your godson really costs. Cause he gonna tell you had him fucked up about his motherfucking money.
You got three.
You sound like your mother.
Trey, he go the last of that. Here's the last $1,000, brother. How I look, I just want to make sure I look good
Trey
for
gonna
you.
pull every one of them damn pieces of hair out your fucking head. You got me fucking. We returning these. Run me my fucking money. I got fucking games and shit to buy. You tripping?
You can buy plenty of games with that $1,000 that's left off that policy.
But no, like, it's just a matter of. So I think that it's a good idea to actually go get some type of directive in case something does happen. In addition to the policies and all of that stuff. Now I'm not sure if they will let me like add Trey to the deed right now because he's under 18. But once he turns 18, I probably will add him to the deed just in case. And I believe I have a type of insurance. If I'm not mistaken, at the time my death is supposed to pay my house off or something like that.
So what you can do, my mother did this for me and my niece. You can do what's called, especially, so again, we live in the state of Maryland. The stuff we're talking about as far as power of attorney and stuff, so you got to see. It's different depending on where you live. Seek your own legal advice, medical advice. We're talking about our own specific cases and interests, and we are not professionals telling you to do what you need to do. Do your own research,
Lord,
your own.
Gifted, the Lord bless
Hell
him.
no!
Right.
Don't you
listen to us. You're gonna be fucked up trying to apply Maryland law if you live in Georgia or live in Texas, and it's totally different laws and different cases of who can be considered for what.
Shauna ain't said shit.
Who the fuck is Shauna? Well, according to the state of Texas, blah 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 blah. Fuck Shauna. No, but so
won't be the first time I heard that.
Right. No, but so what I was about to say was before my mother passed, when she was having her health issues or going through all the health concerns, she put my childhood home under a life estate deed, and it was literally was signed into effect maybe 4 to 6 months before she passed.
Okay.
And essentially passed ownership to my childhood home to split equally between my niece and myself. My niece that stays in the house. And I'm there on it just to make sure, whatever. Because I hate this. My sister ain't go ahead, but she didn't trust my sister in her judgment. So she decided leaving it to me and my sister. She left it to my niece and my sister and me. And what you could do is you file it. And I think she filed it with the city of Baltimore. I think she had a lawyer look over it. Yeah. It's standard language.
Yeah, I filed it with the Register of Wills.
Yep, you filed with the Register of Wills. And what ends up happening is when she passed, the house didn't have to go into the estate or into probate for like ownership because, of course, again, if the life estate deed wasn't in effect, the house ownership would have been split equally between me, my sister, and my brother. But because she had the life estate deed in effect, it bypassed that whole process. It was left out of her estate, and ownership
I believe that's what my grandfather has.
Went to 50% ownership between me and my niece.
And the thing about it is they only pay taxes on the house. They've been owning the house. Yeah. So the house is fully paid off. They own the house. Yeah. They only pay taxes. And from what I was told originally, when it was just my dad on the house, that he was supposed to, if he sold the house, he had to split the proceeds between him and his children.
Okay. Now, was that in writing or was it?
That I'm not sure of.
So we got to also talk about like
but I
that.
do know I'm on my grandfather made me come sign papers.
Right. That's the dangerous part. And unfortunately, we see this a lot with black families in general where people talk about their wishes and what they want to happen and what they want to do, but nothing's set in stone because nothing was recorded in a court of law in like a legally binding contract.
Right now with my grandfather.
And then when Big Mama goes on to glory, even though she said she wanted you to have her pearl earrings and her pearl necklace, necklace because
crackhead auntie that went in and took them shits out the joy box while the ambulance was taking mama to the hospital.
or because even though those are her wishes and she never put it in writing, it goes into the estate, and because you a grandchild and don't have rights enough in it, because you got 16 aunts and uncles, everything gets split between them, and you don't get nothing, even though that was quote unquote her wishes because it wasn't in writing, so you don't have yeah. So speaking of that, since we're on this topic, do either of you have wills?
No.
Nah.
But I was just talking to somebody about getting a living will. They said that was a good idea to get a living will in case, again, something happens I can't make
The
decisions for myself or whatever.
That's what,
and you say what you want to happen, which a lot of this stuff is really kind of the same thing, like the living will, the power of attorney.
Advance-medical-directive.
Yeah, this is what I want to happen. The do not resuscitate order, because there are people who want, DNR.
My mother did have one of those.
She did?
She absolutely did.
Oh, wow.
She did not. But again, with her having health issues, my mother was 70 when she passed. She was like, if I already have it, okay, rewind or quick backstory. My mother was a lifelong smoker. She dealt with emphysema. So she had the emphysema and she had chronic, I think it was chronic lung failure or just congestive lung failure. So she had a do not resuscitate order in process. She said, if my lungs go, am I going to be alive? Like, what would be my quality of life if I don't have lungs and I'm on a machine? She was already walking around with an oxygen tank 24/7. So if her lungs completely went out,
talk about how she had to do not the oxygen sign on the door, and her ass was in the kitchen smoking. Baby, I almost peed on myself.
that was early on.
That was early on.
That was early on.
Happened. I came in there, I was like,
She was in denial. The doctor told her in 2014 that she had to stop smoking and she had to be on oxygen. She said, fuck you, I ain't gonna stop smoking. And she would be right in that house with that oxygen tank off. The bitch is on, hissing in the background. She got that thing sitting on the table and she on the other side of the table smoking a cigarette. I said, I don't think that's how that works. Nigga, shut up. Okay. My black ass.
Blow the whole block up, man.
The whole block.
The whole block.
That was early on. She stopped smoking a few months after that. When she had to go on 24-hour oxygen, she's like, I can't fucking breathe. I said, I wonder why.
There's something about them with that oxygen. My grandmother hates it. She hates it. And I think that the big one she has in the house, I think she uses it at night, she says, when she goes to bed. But during the day, and even though I think at one point they told her she needed to walk around the house with it on, child, she won't. Unless she upstairs and then she moving around her room, she cleaning up or making her bed up and stuff. 9 times out of 10, she'll have it on with that damn cord dragging behind her and stuff. And then her little travel one, she got a little travel one now that she had on when I took her to the doctors, and she she really don't like that damn thing. It's so funny. She hates it. And my grandmother too, was a lifelong smoker. Let my grandfather tell a story. I met her when she was 17. She was smoking and puffing back then. And you ain't shit at all. I'll be glad when we start recording this shit so y'all can see the shit that goes on behind the scenes with these Negroes.
I am not telling y'all what the fuck just happened, but that shit was high fucking
Just know that Aaron
hilarious.
has a special place in hell.
Okay. Okay. So to answer my own question, I don't have a will either, but I think I mentioned this in a previous episode. When we went through everything with my mom, with me having to be the person that was in control of the estate, having to settle bills and take care of final affairs, that scared me into getting health insurance or a life insurance policy because I didn't have life insurance. And my concern was leaving that burden for, my sister and my brothers, my siblings, because it's 5 of them niggas, for them to have to deal with it. More often than not, it would be my mother's oldest daughter. And she can't find her way out of a paper bag half the time. So Lord knows my shit would have just been in shambles. But in any event, dealing with losing my... Stop laughing. Dealing with my mother and seeing her death and having to settle bills and pay stuff out and plan a funeral and do all this stuff, that scared me into having to going out to get a life insurance policy because I didn't want to leave my family out here struggling to make ends meet, to figure out what if they're going to just throw my big ass in a pine box and just shove me on the side of the beltway or, have money to just make decisions which need to be made. So this is semi off topic, but I'm going to go into the next part of, or next couple questions. So according to the article, the aforementioned article, it says black families generally have lower incomes than white families, which makes it more difficult to save for retirement. In the Federal Reserve 2019 survey of consumer finances, white families had median and mean family wealth of $188,200 and $983,400 respectively. The median and mean wealth of black families is less than 15% that of white families at $24,000 and $142,500 respectively. Black Americans often don't participate in employer-sponsored retirement accounts and thus don't get the advantage of stock market growth. Only 44% of Black Americans have retirement savings accounts with a typical balance of around $20,000 compared to 65% of white Americans who have an average balance of $50,000 according to the Federal Reserve. And only 34% of African Americans own any stocks or mutual funds compared to more than half of white people. So there's a big disparity in how people are saving, said Aaron Shum, founder and CEO of Vestwell, which provides record keeping and support to workplace savings plans. There's a reason for that, Shum noted. African Americans are typically not given access to vehicles that allow them a better path to save for those later years when you need the money to pay for healthcare expenses. Unfortunately, too many Black Americans have a huge dependency on Social Security, says Shum. According to the U.S. Social Security Administration, about 38% of minority beneficiaries rely on Social Security for 90% or more of their income, compared to 28% of white people. If your only source of income is Social Security, it's not enough to maintain someone, said Renee Norris, founder of Urban Wealth Management Group and vice chair of the Association of African American Financial Advisors. The average Social Security benefit is only $1,500 a month, but if you wait until you're 70 to begin receiving payments, that payment rises to about $3,000, said Theodore Daniels, founder and president of the Society for Financial Education and Professional Development, Incorporated. We know we're getting older, so we have to start working on this to try to make sure that we have sufficient income to live a good life and at least sustain yourself, Daniels noted. So next group of questions. Do you have a retirement account set up or retirement accounts set up? Or are you doing any type of investing or any sort of like stashing away money for when you get older and either don't want to work anymore or can't work anymore?
Outside of my job, I don't have a separate one.
Okay.
I have a retirement plan through my current job. It's one that they pay into, and then it's a separate one. It's one that they pay into and we pay into. And
so
then,
this is the same account that y'all they contribute and then they match your contribution out your paycheck,
yeah,
or
something like that.
Okay.
And then it's a separate one where I put extra money into.
Okay.
And the thing about it is, I wish I had started that one earlier because it would probably be a whole lot more money in it. But I didn't. I started working for my job when I was 20 going on 21.
Yeah.
So I didn't know a lot about that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until like maybe years later where I got elected to be the liaison between my organization and at the time it was Combined Charity, but it's something else now. But I was the liaison, so I got to work directly with them, and I learned a whole lot about separate stuff like deferred comp and stuff like that. I didn't know how important that was and what that really was. So I signed up for that after I was with the job for, I've been there 16 years now, 16 and a half. At that time, I think I had been there for maybe about 10.
Okay.
So I just imagine how much money I would have in that account right now if I started contributing right at the beginning.
Dedication, I love it.
Child. I don't want to talk about it.
What about you, Aaron?
I just started, with the job that I got now. I started with the 401k because, I was just out the strength of, I was told about it back when I was working at the fast food restaurant. And it was like, as soon as I turned like 18, it was like, 21. It was presented to me like, this is what, 401, and they explained it. At the time I wasn't hearing it. But then it's like, as I got older, working at other places and like putting in time. And then it's like, damn, because when I left the fast food restaurant, I was like, damn, I would have got paid out from all the money that like I could have got. I would have had money given to me,
in retirement.
No, I'm saying they was like, certain places like certain places they offer that, like, as like a severance package or whatever. But I was like, damn, like, just thinking about it, like if I put 20 years into a place and I leave. Mm-hmm. It's like I leave, and then it's like, oh, my final check be the money that I put into.
Yeah. For me, I like Shauna. I contribute to my retirement account through my job, where I contribute money out of my paycheck, and then my organization matches that to a certain percent, or whatever percentage I contribute out of my paycheck. My organization matches that. During the pandemic, I got into trading like penny stocks and stuff like a lot of people did. You at home, it's during 2020, 2021. I called myself wanting to learn how to trade stocks and was like, nigga, I don't have time. If I'm trying to be in here working from home, I can't split my focus between trying to watch tickers and watch the stock market and actually being here doing work. So I transitioned a lot of the penny stocks I was doing and actually was following people on Twitter who actually got caught up by the SEC for scamming people. I actually transitioned into a lot of just like blue chip stocks, like, GE, Apple, stocks that have been around for 100 years. And those companies have, continued growth, and just put my money in there and let it sit, because, you let the money sit and wait. But outside of that, I don't have like a separate retirement account. I don't have any sort of like mega savings to pull from should I need, to retire from, should I say. So, yeah. All right. So, but yeah, I think, again, doing the investing I'm doing now. And of course we hope this podcast takes off at some point so we could use this as another source of income for all three of us.
Thanks.
But other than that, no, I need to get on that and try to improve, because my job, I don't know if they do it for y'all or Shauna where you work at, but when I was going through my rotation program when I first started out of college, they stressed to us, a lot of the older employees who were like in their 50s and 60s or on the verge of retirement, especially. One thing I love about us as black people, when the older black people see young, what's wrong?
No.
You forgot something?
No, we good.
Okay. When a lot of the older people come in, or when the older people who have been in the organization for however many years, they see younger people come in and fresh out of college or fresh off the street, they'll tell you or give you the heads up, hey, take care of your money. Hey, go ahead, make sure you start going to like the retirement classes. Even though you're 30, 40 years away from retirement, just go once, maybe every 5 years or so, to just brush up the information so you know it. So that way, when it comes to you making investments or looking into certain funds to invest in, you can move your money around and make it work and grow for you exponentially.
I agree. No, I'm saying I agree.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You all right, Shauna? You look a little distracted, sis.
I'm fine.
What you looking at?
Dead.
I wish. No, I was reading one of the questions.
We're not there yet, sis.
I know. I was just...
Because you've been quiet for a mighty long time, so we need you to pay attention.
My bad. I was making sure I had all my stuff pulled up.
Don't
Appreciate
be cautious, ho. Be careful.
So this...
Shut up, nigga.
What other questions do I have about this article? So, what do y'all think? In what ways do you think you could improve your chances for, I guess, rewind? So, talking about like Social Security and how Black people tend to be more dependent on it as we get older. Do y'all think that Social Security will be around for us once the boomers rate it and they all go on to glory? Because I don't think it will be.
Nope.
No, but I
they
think
already fucking with it, and I don't think it's gonna be the same when we finally they gonna fucking move retirement age to 82.
What you think, Aaron?
I think that I don't necessarily think that we're not gonna see it. I believe that it'll probably be something different,
but it won't be like enough for us to live off of.
I don't think it's enough to live off of now. Like,
no, I think that that just
Not
happened.
when chicken wings being $17,000 a fucking pack.
And that's now. Imagine what's gonna be in 30 years.
Oh my goodness.
If it's any chickens left. We're gonna be
Genetically engineered ass chickens.
We're gonna be eating grass.
Fucking chicken. We're gonna have AI chickens.
Bark. Bark.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's just gonna be some. I mean, I think it's gonna be something different. Like you just said, it's like we're not gonna see as much as our grandparents or great grandparents see. But
they had
also,
some bomb ass retirement plans back in the day. I'm trying to told you.
but
they had pensions that would pay them out. They worked for 20 years and was automatically enrolled into a pension plan for life. And was able to retire. Or you would see in some cases
That's
where
exactly why I'm about to go marry me an old man named Cephas.
you would see
she gonna write a nigga named Chauncey.
Punk ass Chauncey.
Hey, describe a Chauncey.
Or no, before let me finish the fuck I was going to say.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Or what a lot of people would do is they would be in the military for 20 years, be in the military. I just repeated that. Retire from the military at 40 and then go work at 35. The post office for 30 years. And they be working on a full-time job and 2 pension checks, living the high life. But for us, pensions don't exist anymore.
No.
And by the time Uncle Charles and big Maria and all of them retire and go on to glory, ain't gonna be shit left for us to take, and we'll be working till we 65, 85, 95, older.
Then they already up the age to like
they're trying to
72 or some shit.
It's still 65. Retirement age is still 65, but they're trying to raise
67.
it. Maybe shit again. I don't know.
Nobody want to still be fucking working. Like people want to go fucking travel the world.
They want to enjoy
their grandchildren. They want to do stuff like that. Like nobody wants to still be freaking working like this. I forgot what age my grandfather retired. And my grandfather retired relatively. I think it was in his 60s when he retired.
I think my mother retired at either 59 or 60 because of her health issues. So,
but I think that that's also a thing. Like, they retire, and then the money that they could get from retirement isn't enough to pay for everything. And then you see the next thing you know, you see grandma at Walmart. You see grandma at Walmart as a greeter.
I know a lot of them. My aunt did the same thing. Retired the year I had Trey, and
But then it's like I gotta go back out there. I gotta make something, and they just doing something.
Well, yes, in some cases, yeah, but I also think a lot of them are just so used to working. Or they started working when they was 12, 13, 14 years old. Mm-hmm. So even if they do have the money, they're not just gonna sit around and go travel. They used to working, so they want to keep working. So they may be pulling a pension and pull the pension and Social Security.
I think he spoke of that with her mom. She said her mom retired relatively early and she got bored and she went and got like a little part-time
job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, my aunt did the same thing, and I know several like older people in my family who did that. They retired and then went and got like you said, they be the greeters at Walmart, work 4 or 5 hours a day, do their grocery shopping before they go home.
Yeah, when my grandmother retired,
they go home and make them a pot of beans.
That is oddly specific.
And some cornbread.
Talk about something that's goody.
Skillet cornbread, not that.
A pot of beans with some neck bones in it, with some skillet cornbread, baby. Listen, I grew up in a house with old folks, so.
We can tell with these jokes you be telling us.
Maybe some good fucking eating. I ate many a pots of beans with smoked turkey necks and cabbage and corned beef, and I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when it's cold outside, boy. Get you a nice bowl, sit your ass cross-legged on the couch like.
What?
Sucking the bone.
Mm-hmm. Which little piece of meat, like. First of all, fuck both of y'all.
I didn't say nothing.
You made a face, bitch. You agree?
I didn't.
I'm telling you, boy.
No, but I do.
My son grandfather used to cook like that. God rest his soul.
But I do understand. I mean, I do believe that it should be like we should do something like that. But I don't know. Like back then, I feel like they had that foresight of like I've been in these factories, I've been in this coal mine, bro. I ain't trying to do none of this no more. So I want to make sure I got enough to put enough to take care of me for the rest of my life. And they were like, all right, but we need you to put at least 20 years in. Like, yeah, you do that, you knock that 20 years down, then I know you one of us. So we gonna make sure.
See how long I've been where I'm at?
Child,
I'm halfway to. I got to do 31 years to get full retirement where I'm at.
I don't think I get retirement from where I work at, but I've already been there at this point for over almost 13 years. This year makes 13.
I think y'all did because of the organization you work for.
It's no like pension. We get like a retirement account, but it's not like old school. They used to
pension like they used to do when they worked for the fucking railroads and the factories
for 20, 30 years. And all right, then we'll ain't nothing now.
Pop had that good check, and they used to have to pay them all their fucking leave out and stuff. Like where I am, like for sick leave, we only get like paid 1 to 4 or some shit. I think
y'all get paid. We don't get paid sick leave.
Yeah, I think we get
vacation annually.
We get our vacation.
We don't get sick leave.
I think we don't get all our comp, and I think we don't get all of our sick leave, something like that. And then PL, we don't got to worry about that because you can only carry. We can't even carry our PL over. We only get 4 a year, and we have to use them in that fiscal year, and then we get 4 more.
Right.
So if it don't matter if you got an hour of PO left on June the 30th, if your ass better use it on June the 30th and get off an hour early because they gonna take it come July 1st.
Yeah. We can carry over.
But I just don't think that's fair. Like I earned all this leave and you telling me you ain't gonna pay it out. So baby, I just used the whole. I had an incident where I had to be out for a few weeks. I used all that fucking sick leave. Sure did. You won't get this shit back. When I finally get the hell up out of there, because I will.
Yeah, I'm stockpiling mine. Because on the off chance, at least where I work, we see organization-wide emails sent out from HR saying we can donate leave. So for people who get like health issues or if we don't, if people get like cancer or like have major health issues, and sometimes
leave you can
put in for organization-wide email and say, hey, this person, can you donate some of your leave to cover this person so they can still get paid while they out battling cancer or the adoption of a child or like something like a major health issue.
Yeah, I get paid for sick leave, and we can also sell out sick days. Like once a year, we can sell up to like 3, depending on how many you use. You can sell up to 3, and you get like a separate check for that, or it's included with your next paycheck or whatever. But yeah. So
if you are an international listener, first, welcome. Thank you for listening. I'm not sure how you found us, but keep on listening. Hey, no black niggas. I'm not sure how healthcare works in your country, but here in the States, we don't have a universal healthcare or like basic universal income or anything of the sort. So if you don't have leave from your job, that like sick leave or anything to pay for it, you won't have money coming in. And unfortunately, for me, again, I don't have any health issues, and I'm not one of those people who will call out sick just because I don't feel like going to work that day, even though sometimes I feel like I should, but I want to. Shauna's raising her hand, y'all can't see it. I'm not one of those people who will call out of work because I just need a day off.
I take health days all the time.
I may take a day, put in for a day of leave here and there, but I like to stockpile my sick leave and my leave so I can use it when I need it. And on the off chance that I, God forbid, end up getting sick or have to undergo major surgery and have to be out of work for like 6 months, I don't even think I have enough leave to cover all of that. But I have leave, annual leave, and sick leave to at least get me through a good portion of that without having to request leave from everybody else. And that's scary part, like trying to figure out, like, who wants that added stress of recovering from a major health issue and then being like, well, you don't have no leave left for work. Either you put in for this or try to figure out something because you don't have no money coming in, and you got to either do something or starve. Do something, or you and your family gonna starve. Like,
yeah, but I mean, I'm the same way. Like, it's gotta be something like crazy for me to like miss a day. Like, I don't never miss a day.
Yeah, because
I mean, I learned early that for certain jobs or certain companies, it's like your shit can, like you said, your shit can stockpile. And then to the point where as though if you wanted to, you could take a month off You feel what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I hope that you wouldn't want to take a month off of work, but still, it's like you're thinking about, you're thinking about anything can happen. Like, anything can happen. I can need this time for whatever. And then it's like, now you're making a decision based off of, nah, do I really have, now it's of importance. Do I really have to take this day off?
Yeah.
Like, do I really got to take this day off? Nah. I mean, but other than that, it's like, I try to, if I have anything, I try to plan it like on my off, like, try to plan it towards like on my off day. So it's like, or the day after.
Same.
Like, cause I ain't trying to like, I don't try to miss no day.
Yeah, not trying to burn through no leave. Sometimes if you need to take like a mental health day, fine, every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I'm like you. I try to stack my appointments to be all on the same day. So if I take a day off of work, I'll take care of all of that shit. All that stuff in one day so I can be back to work. And I just try to schedule all my appointments on like a Monday or a Friday. So I can either take care of all of it on the one day and then I'm off the rest of the weekend, or coming off of a weekend can take care of my stuff. And then Tuesday morning, I'm right back at work like nothing happened, So, yeah, I think that wraps up the question, or wraps up this segment. I think, like I said earlier, for us as we get older, these are conversations that we have to have, especially with your people, with your friend group. Like, you got to start asking each other, what are your plans? What are you going to do as far as like health wise? What are your plans as far as like if you lose your job? Are you like as far as health insurance? If you get deathly ill, because from what I've been hearing and what I've even seen, a lot of like cancers and health issues start in your early to mid 30s, and the rate or the risk of catching or coming into cancer only increases as we get older. So, I think it's good to have these conversations. And again, like I said, if you're in your 30s, 40s or older, make sure you have a plan in place, or at least start researching a plan to make sure you have a will, make sure you have an advance medical directive, make sure that you're having conversations about what your friends and family's plans are for their health. Also, if your family, make sure your family knows what you want to do. So if on an off chance, God forbid, knock on wood, you get into a tragic accident, which sometimes unfortunately does happen or can happen to people know what your wishes are and they can try to meet that to the best of their abilities. Unless you just have a dickhead family member who won't take what you give them and just do what they want to do and say, fuck you, you gone, you ain't got no say in it, no way. So any final words?
Just don't put me on the t-shirt with the clouds behind it.
I said that before. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Hell no, but you know what?
That's the episode title. And t-shirt with the clouds on
it. and don't get up there and talk at my funeral and say she loved everybody, because the fuck I did not. I didn't even like half them niggas. Okay?
I just thought about it. Like, I just thought about, like, you saying that the thing that like a lot of people don't necessarily like think about or take into consideration. Like, I hope I can never lose my voice. Because
we should only be so lucky. Oh shit, that's it already. My bad.
That's why that's why I know. But see, that's why like that's probably why I ain't smoke. Like, I never wanted to smoke, because I ain't want to be like that. Or you gotta use the voice box, and like, you gotta use the voice box. It's like, I need my voice.
Go ahead and say it, Shauna, because you holding that shit in so hard. Go ahead and say it. Now, I know you think of something. Go ahead and say it, ignorant ass.
I didn't say nothing.
You ain't have to say it, nigga. It's written all over your face.
No,
you don't have to say a word.
No, because I know
that's somebody
who got the thing. So when they talk, that's what they sound like. Brandon know who I'm talking about.
That's one of my relatives.
The thought just passed my mind when Brandon called for something one day.
Oh, we'll see. I ain't gonna say that because I ain't gonna be able to take that out.
Oh God, what did he call her?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all.
It was.
What was it? Yeah. That's what I said. Some stuff. We love y'all, and maybe if we ever do a Patreon, y'all can hear what we say when we pause the episode. But I had to remind Shauna who I was talking about and what I called them.
He was just a boy.
That's some mustard creme taters.
French fries.
We going to hell.
In any event, I said that to their face, so it's not like they don't know I'm talking about it.
Jesus. I'm sorry for laughing. I swear I am. I'm sorry. Please don't hit me next time.
Laugh to keep from crying. Any final words?
I heard what you said about me, bitch.
All right, y'all. We're going to take another commercial break. We're going to take our final commercial break, and we will be back with our Q&A segment, all right? We will be right back.
Somebody some oxygen.
All right, we back. Shauna, what we doing for the Q&A episode? I mean, the Q&A for this fucking episode. I'm hot. I'm over here sweating shit.
Okay. All right, y'all, let me gather myself. So, okay. Lord, I'm sorry.
I'm closing my eyes and looking away. Okay. I'm not looking at his eyes.
All right, y'all, so.
I'm not looking.
Before we get started, y'all, if y'all have any questions or comments that you want read on the show, y'all can reach us at our email, which is askwandapod@gmail.com. That is ASKWANDAPOD@gmail.com. You can also reach us via social media. Mm-hmm. On Facebook, we are Wine and Audacity, the podcast. And on Twitter and IG, we are WandaPod_. Let us know if you want to be anonymous, if you want us to use a pseudonym. Did I say that right?
Pseudonym is a false name.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, have a moment, y'all.
No, when you use it in the correct context, this time behooved.
Shut up, goddammit. Or if you want us to use first name, last initial, vice versa, or if you just don't give a fuck because in the words of Cherie Rutherford, who's going to check you, boo. All right, so this first one comes from the Ask Reddit thread on Reddit, and this question is: what is something that you hated as a kid but now love as an adult?
Bedtime. I used to hate going when I was up until I turned maybe 13 or 14. My bedtime was 9 o'clock.
Mine too, bro.
My mother said, all right, I don't give a fuck what y'all watching. Cut the TV off. Go take your shower. Get your school clothes out. You got to go to bed because you got school in the morning. Mm-hmm. And of course, after I think when I first got into high school, my mother was like, well, nigga, you in high school. You can set your own bedtime because that's your responsibility. And if you don't get up, that's on you. You won't fail. Mm-hmm. And me being the responsible kid I always got my ass up and did what I needed to do. But now as an adult, it firmly in my mid-30s, unlike these niggas.
Shade.
Well, I can't say that because Aaron, he's 37 now. I forgot. We passed his birthday.
Fuck you, nigga.
Changed it. The episode title is Slingblade on an Airbrushed t-shirt. That's the title. That's the fucking title. That's the fucking title. Slingblade on an Airbrushed t-shirt. Something wrong with y'all niggas. What was I saying? No, but yeah, so bedtime. So of course, as a kid, once you get that little ounce of freedom and you can stay up as late as you want, do what you want to do, it's all well and good. But now, as I get older, I get off work, I got my after work routine. I'll be happy as shit when I get my ass in the bed. I don't know about y'all, but let me set the scene for y'all. So I got room darkening shades. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing nasty, nigga. I'm just talking about my bedtime routine. So, get in the shower, do my skincare routine, do all that face be glistening like a glazed donut. Not from that nigga, fuck you. Don't even go there. It's from serums and shit I be using because, I care about my skin and whatnot. Yeah, I said it, nigga. I stopped your ass for it to even come out. And then, I'm like I said, I'm chunky but funky. So I'm always hot. So my house don't go above 68 degrees. At night, come, let's say about 11 o'clock, 11:10, that thermostat automatically goes down to 69 degrees. Room dark in the shades, my room be pitch black. 69? I wish it could be that too, but it ain't happening in my house. Fucking tumbleweeds. Any goddamn way. He's stupid. I can't stand his black ass. Room dark in the shades.
I was drinking water. I almost went straight into the mic.
I shut them blinds. My room is dark. The fan is blowing in my face. And I get my ass freshly showered behind in that bed.
She's gonna spit on the mic.
Wouldn't be the first time. That's
I had to get new
the
frames.
best feeling in the world is getting in the bed after getting out a nice hot shower when you put your lotion on and you all nice and comfortable. You get in the comfortable and throw that cover over you. And
Some nice fresh sheets.
nice freshly washed sheets, all smelling nice and laundry linen fresh. Ooh. I literally say every night. Listen, I said, this is my favorite time of the day. About to go to sleep.
You go on the sheet.
This nigga, he's so talking to pillow like
Damn
this.
straight.
Like, I
you
waited.
miss me? 'Cause
I missed your ass. If you want to buy me one of them pregnancy pillows, I wouldn't be mad because I got something to roll up on when I'm in
Told you,
bed.
I'm about to buy me a new one.
Go ahead, Ignat. What you about to say? Go ahead and answer the question. Because I know you about to say something stupid.
Nah, honestly, it is I do appreciate sleep more. Like, shit, that'd be one of the things me and my mother talk about. Like I say, don't nobody know sleep like we know sleep. And it's like, you be playing Russian roulette. I'm gonna go to sleep for 45 minutes or 4 hours.
Oh, see, can't do that.
No, but it's, we grown. I mean, now we grown to like, you love the rest. I mean, you enjoy that, you would say the race. Like the race, going to work, getting up, going to work every day. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, you bust your ass all week just to be like, I can just rest. I don't gotta do shit. I ain't gotta get up. I can just sit here, binge watch 12 years of TV like Shauna.
I thought you were going to say 12 years a slave. I said, why would you binge watch that movie?
Nah.
Nigga, you'd be watching a whole season of TV in one night. I ain't gonna lie.
Fuck the both of you.
Nigga, it ain't my fault you speed. What you be watching the TV on double speed episodes?
Nope. I just be laying there watching, fall asleep, wake up, like, what episode was that? Okay, I started over.
Yo,
I wish.
That ass.
You can review TV shows as much TV as you be watching.
No, but that ass, like, I was
Shit else
just...
to do. When I got some free time, that's what I do.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but I think that's the thing that, like, you didn't understand it. Like, certain things we eat. Like, I love Raisin Bran. And the Frosted Mini Wheats, bro.
Yeah.
I've been like them Frosted Mini Wheats since we was kids. I never liked Raisin Bran because I hated raisins.
No, but what I'm saying
You still like
is,
raisins?
Depending on what they in.
Raisin Bran? Because I felt good. Now,
I
I love
haven't eaten Raisin Brans.
2 scoops, bro.
I can't tell you the last time I had Raisin Bran, but I never ate it because I hated raisins.
I still prefer Raisin Bran Crunch. When that first came out, that's all I
Somebody
ate.
told me to eat that.
I love Raisin Bran Crunch, but sometimes all you need is get you some nice cold milk and some Raisin Bran.
I did like Frosted Mini Wheats though, but it had to be the ones with the frosting. Because when I saw
Like,
shredded wheats, I said, "Who the fuck eats this?"
Plain shredded wheat, plain Cheerios, grape nuts.
I like Honey Nut Cheerios.
Nigga, I love grape nuts.
you can get that shit in the microwave,
Grape
bro.
A
nuts.
little all you need is a little, not even like a quarter of a teaspoon, just a little dab of sugar in it. With that, ooh, now that shit gonna make your jaw stronger. So you gotta chew that shit about 80 times before you can swallow it. But grape nuts be hitting the spot. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Wait, do they still make grape nuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I don't buy cereal anymore, so because I eat oatmeal every day. So
but
why are you making that face?
I'll stick to my Fruit Loops.
but it's but yeah.
I do like Honey Bunches of Oats though.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, but you look at that shit, like you look at shit like that, like certain things that like I ain't really start fucking with Brussels sprouts and shit like that till I got older.
Well, they also changed. They changed, so they botanists cross-pollinated 2 different varieties of Brussels sprouts. So the Brussels sprouts we actually eat now as adults aren't the same one we ate as kids.
Oh, cool.
They cross-pollinated 2 different varieties to make them sweeter or taste better with like onions and like different things. Before, when we were kids, the Brussels sprouts that we were forced to eat that were just boiled in a pot of water with salt and pepper. But bitter is all hell and disgusting. But no, they different ones now. They disgusting.
Terrible.
Terrible Cleveland Brown, terrible.
But it's like, it's like certain foods and vegetables that, you know, like I didn't necessarily like eat. It's like I find myself eating now, and or just expanding the taste palette. You know, expanding the taste palette, because when we were kids, we weren't really trying to fuck with shit that wasn't chicken nuggets and french fries.
That's real.
You ain't wrong.
You know, or the Murray's French toast
every
sticks.
goddamn way order fucking chicken tenders.
Shout out to Murray's, man.
I had to tell my son, please order something different. We at Texas Roadhouse. Order a fucking steak, please. Some chicken, something. He got chicken tenders and fries every fucking way. Now this nigga wanna think he's supposed to order ribeyes when we go out. Nigga, I got a sirloin. What the fuck are you getting a ribeye?
You told him to order steak.
I ain't that kind of goddamn steak. He was supposed to follow suit.
You didn't say that.
Or a New York strip, bro. Like, or a shank or something like that, bro. Like,
I'm like,
nah.
boy, that ribeye big as you. I ain't getting that shit. Fucking porterhouse and shit.
You got a big ass porterhouse steak.
Hey, what a fucking New York strip.
I think you got Shauna's.
Right. Look, that's on you. That's the side effect of expanding palates. Be on chicken tenders and fries, and then when they find some shit they like, you gonna be spending $65 for his plate and $25 for yours.
She just took them out on the first date.
Right.
Shauna just took Trey out on the first date. Like, you can eat that. You eat this porterhouse. I just have a salad. With a little water.
I'm gonna eat half that steak, nigga. You got a 65-ounce steak, your little ass.
The hell, you gonna be eating on this shit for 4 days? Skit ass boy.
But you know, he got a healthy appetite.
I don't want to talk about it.
Because one of my cousins, her son, when he was a kid, he didn't eat nothing. He didn't eat cheese. He didn't eat onions. He didn't eat
Trey's
mayonnaise.
still not a big fan of cheese.
He ain't like
mac and cheese or
pizza.
Pizza. I don't think
mozzarella
my little cousin wouldn't eat pizza. He wouldn't eat ketchup. He wouldn't eat mustard. He wouldn't eat olives. He wouldn't eat tomatoes. He wouldn't eat.
I don't blame him about the olives. Olives are disgusting.
As I've gotten older, and even as a kid, when we used to get wings growing up, I would always get blue cheese. I always loved blue cheese growing up. Because my mother, she would buy like the Kraft Roca blue cheese salad dressing. So that's what we used to eat. Mm-hmm. But as an adult, I couldn't stand the taste of olives because they were just too like briny, salty. I was like, I don't like it. But blue cheese stuffed olives, I fuck with blue cheese stuffed olives.
I tried it when you had them that day. I was like, yeah, I'm not eating this.
On that charcuterie plate?
Yeah,
I made.
Charcuterie plate.
Yeah. I can make a charcuterie plate.
I couldn't do it.
These niggas got pizza today because I ain't had the time or the energy to do it. I'm sorry. Usually when we record at whoever house the person's responsible for the meal, and usually last time he was here, I did a charcuterie board. I made these niggas fresh pasta with a nice sauce and chorizo and turkey sausage. And this time I said, niggas, we ordering from Lido's. Go ahead, Sean. I put the order in, just go pick it up. Get a couple bottles of wine. We can make it work today because I don't feel like doing no major cooking.
Mm-hmm. All right, so to finish this question out,
yes,
something that I hated as a kid, but as an adult, I'm gonna echo Brandon, but I'm gonna say naps. Baby, I love me a good fucking nap right now.
Shit, nigga, that's when you playing Russian roulette, bro. Is that 20 minutes? So it's 12.
Oh my god, I love me a good nap, baby. And now that you work from home, baby, my lunch break, I spread right across that bed. I'm like, set this clock for 1 hour. Even the dog know what it is. We got a damn routine. As soon as she see me get up off that office chair and go lay across the bed, she run right across, jump on the bottom of the bed like, we taking a nap, sis?
She ain't got no dog. She got a fucking cat, bro.
First of all, I'm gonna stop talking about my child.
Yo, I watched her play Spider-Man. Like, she jumped off the bed and walked across my leg, stopped. I'm like, so I did like this. I'm like, all right. And then she came, sat down. I'm like, okay.
But then he wasn't paying enough attention. She was like, well, fuck you then, nigga. And
then jump.
Went back about her business.
You'd be surprised. I actually took a nap early this week.
I remember because I called you. You was like, hello.
Room was pitch black.
Nigga, it's 8 o'clock. What's going on over there? I've been in bed since about 6. Said, I understand, brother.
I am not a napper at all. But I think I just, after I finished work that day, I said, you know what? I don't normally do this, but I'm going to take a nap. And baby, I got my ass in that bed.
I get some of my best sleep on when I got to get up. I hate it. when I gotta get up and do something.
And I ended up staying up till 2:00 the following one, like I do most nights, because I need to get my sleep schedule under control. But I still ended up getting a good night's sleep, and I popped up next morning like, I'm alert and refreshed and everything.
You know,
naps are wonderful.
But then that's the thing to fuck you up though. Like you done took a nap, and then it's like, then you wake up, you take a nap like 4:30, 5:00, like you just got home from work. Then now you up, and then you got binge watch or watch something, like watch some monotonous shit on YouTube, and like to go back to sleep. But but others, I think you're right. As far as like naps are a thing that we don't we didn't, we hated as a kid, and it's like now it's like I just need to take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go to sleep and wake up again, and we can try this again. Cause right now you're not gonna get the best of me. Like
you the best of me.
Amazing.
I take advantage of it now. Now when I go on break, like once the kids go, like I go on break, or I either and I go on break. It's like I take a little nap, like just to get back. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Like let's do this round 2. But I also believe that a nap can also change your mood. Mm-hmm. Like the whole time, like you upset and whatever. And it's like, yeah. You go to sleep, you wake up, like, man, fuck that shit. Like,
Yep.
Like you call them out, like, don't even worry about that shit. And like, it is what it is. Like, you good? Yeah, I just had to sleep that off. Yo, I'm good. Yeah, we good. Don't even worry about it.
Mm-hmm. All right. The last question for this episode, and this one comes from Brandon's favorite phrase.
Here they go.
The 6 brown chicks, or the 6 brown heifers, as Brandon calls them.
Every damn time.
Okay. So this one is, I ended a bad marriage. Not my marriage, his marriage. And we moved in together. I'm beginning to see patterns of his deception. He works late but doesn't have the money to show for it. He's secretive with his phone. I struggle not to become the insecure bitch his wife was, but the red flags were everywhere. So I installed a mini camera in his car. Because that's where he, that's where he takes his calls. He said the most awful things about me. His wife is sweet talking him and they're still sleeping together. I feel like he used me to make her jealous. I'm hurt, but I know that he cares about me. He can't pretend to love me for 2 years. How do I stop him from moving back home? I am the best woman for him. He should know this by now.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Here we go.
Thank y'all for listening to this week's episode of the podcast.
So, let me get this straight. You're the other woman.
Other woman.
And he, what, y'all had a tiffy or a tizzy, and you think that he going back to his wife, that you know that he has, that like he going back to his wife, and she's sweet talking him to stay. You thought he was leaving. That's his wife. He not leaving, baby. She ain't gotta do shit. She don't gotta do nothing or say nothing to keep, like, they say nothing to keep him. He not going nowhere. You gotta stand outside his window with a bone box.
Say anything.
All by myself. Don't wanna be.
Baby. You stupid. That's it. That's all. You stupid for choosing a fucking married man to lay with and mess around with, and you fell for his shit.
Yo, the house always wins, yo.
In Vegas and in marriage.
Well,
You ain't got nothing else to add.
You just a vacation.
You fucked around and found out, sis. I don't know what it is with you bitches.
And y'all, that's gender neutral because niggas can be bitches too.
It is. But I don't know what it is with you bitches who are mistresses and sneaky links and side bitches and side niggas and whatever else that makes you think that because this person is cheating with you, that you are better than the person that they are married to or in a relationship with. No. People who cheat are fucking greedy and they are getting something from you that they are not getting from
not
their
necessarily.
spouse,
they could just want it all.
That you do.
I mean,
You're absolutely correct, me.
I wouldn't say
but
greedy.
on the other hand, you still don't have everything it is that is keeping them with their spouse. It's nothing special about you. It's nothing. And just understand that if they do leave their spouse to be with you, your spot is now open. Mm-hmm. They're going to fill it. They are not going to be faithful to you.
How you get them is how you lose. How you lose them is how you get them. Or how you get them is how you lose them, basically.
But we see this shit all the time, and then you want to sit there and act startled and perturbed that you were treated exactly the same way. You contributed to the pain of another person. And now you are facing said pain that other person was facing that you helped contribute to, and you are shocked. What?
I'm gonna take you back.
How the fuck are you getting cheated on with the wife? Nigga, that's his wife. If he died today or tomorrow, you can't even go to the obituary as the special friend because he got a wife. You get nothing. You're left with a wet ass. That's it.
That's what the old people used to say.
That's it.
All I give you is a headache and a wet butt.
That's it, sis. So, to echo Brandon, bitch, you're dumb.
Like Cole, you're stupid.
How the fuck are you asking advice on how to keep somebody else's fucking husband?
No. Well, I
Make
mean,
that make sense.
I'm gonna take you back to what you said about why he cheating. It's like, he might be going through something internally, and then once he figure that out, he going back home.
And you going through a midlife crisis?
Some people they go through.
You want to go through a midlife crisis? I'm gonna stop your life in the mid, bitch. Got me fucked up.
What I'm saying is like, as soon as that nigga figure that shit out, just like, he went back home. With his findings of what he learned. Even if it was you that helped him realize, it's like, but for you to feel like, but for you to feel like he cheating on you with his wife.
I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life, Jesus.
Nettie plant. This
is an episode of Cheaters. That was an episode of Cheaters like that, where the girl confronted the dude because he was supposedly cheating on her, and come to find out the woman that she kept seeing him with was his wife. She didn't know he had a wife. But
and it was like he never
took.
took.
What the fuck you mean he cheating on you, bitch? I'm married to him. Yeah. So
is that it?
That's it. Bitch, you dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Bitch, you're dumb. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. We appreciate y'all so much for listening. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, whatever have you, more foolishness to take us away from talking about these goddamn 6-year-old heifers and they stupid ass, fake ass questions, send it to askwandapod@gmail.com. That is ASKWANDAPOD. All the shots fired. AskWandaPod@gmail.com. That's ASKWANDAPOD@gmail.com. As always, leave us a 5-star rating, leave us feedback. If you have any potential topic ideas for us, any questions, anything else, send them our way. We're on Instagram and Twitter at WandaPod_, and we are on Facebook at Wine and Audacity, _ Wine and Audacity, the podcast. On behalf of Shauna, Aaron, and myself, thank y'all for listening again. And with that, we will see y'all next week. Be easy, be safe. We love y'all, and bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.